Hey guys, welcome back to Hugs and Honey. Good to see you today. I am Ariane and it is Thursday. It is June 16th, 2022. And actually, this is the date that I was supposed to start my retreat, my Fall in Love retreat in Costa Rica, that I actually had to push forward for a year because a lot of people were not interested in traveling yet. It's still a little too early, I think, for most people with COVID and the Ukraine and everything that's happening in the world. People don't feel very comfortable to travel yet. So I postponed it a year to this exact date next year. So mark it on your calendars. Make sure you come. Make sure you don't miss it. But you'll be hearing a lot more about that as time goes on. But yeah, today is the day that I would have started my first international retreat in Costa Rica at Imiloa. And that is my retreat center, which is just heaven on earth. It's just fantastic. And so I'm a little sad I'm not there today, but that's okay. And it's also interesting. It's a little bit ironic because right now, today, actually, I am dealing with a little bit of heartbreak. So, yeah, my heart hurts a little bit today. I'm a little sad. And I just think it's interesting that today was the day that I was supposed to start my Fall in Love retreat. And today I kind of got my heart broken. And so, you know, love is just so interesting. It's very unpredictable, and in many ways I could have seen, you know, the signs, the writing on the wall, as they say, and I did intuitively kind of feel it, but still, you know, sometimes it's just like you really hope that all the signs and the messaging that you've been following and working towards and, you know, using as guidance forward, you hope that it works out the way that you kind of imagine or fantasize or, you know, even to some degree expect that it will. But what I have learned specifically in the last, I don't know, 2 months is that these signs and these predictions and these premonitions and different things that we have in our lives that guide us, we don't, sometimes we misread them. We can only view them from our limited thinking, the limited way that our mind will allow us to use these symbols and these little nuggets of clues as we go forward. We're kind of limited by certain things, by reality, by the reality that we currently exist in. But the universe has other plans for us. And so these signs and symbols are still guiding us. But what we attach our expectations to is most of the time wrong. So we just have to kind of be patient and let it all unfold as it's supposed to and not resist what is happening. Just let it unfold and be open to what comes in our lives. And so sometimes it can be very hard because we kind of get our heart set on one way of doing it. And sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And it's okay. It just sometimes takes a little time to adjust and a little bit of band-aids needed on our heart sometimes. So, and today for me, that's what it is. So let's see what we get today as we walk our royal path, right? So we're always walking this path, and this path is, you know, up and down and all around. And sometimes it hurts and sometimes it feels great. And we all experience all of it through life. And so let me know where you're tuning in from today so we can connect with each other on our virtual network around the globe. And I know I have some followers in North Carolina, in Maryland, in Cuba, around the Bay Area and San Francisco, California. So let me know where you're tuning in from. And I appreciate every single one of you who is here right now and who is watching and listening and learning and just being with us. We're just creating this beautiful community of people who are interested in connecting with divine messaging and connecting and sharing this sort of communal experience as we walk forward on the royal path. And the royal path is tarot. And my teacher, Rebecca Magic, she wrote 2 books about the royal path, and I really love her. And so I use her guidance usually as I do readings. And today we are pulling a card, as we do every day, and our intention is, what do we need to hear or listen to, pay attention to, think about as we walk our royal path? What today do we all need to connect to? What is important for us to pay attention to, learn, listen to, get validated about? What is it? What's happening today that we can all learn from? And even if it doesn't specifically like hit you like, oh yeah, that was for me today, you can still let it sink in and know that at some point, oh, my hair just was like a little weird there. At some point, you'll be able to kind of tap into the message, the knowledge, the information that we revealed today, and you can use that to your benefit when it serves you and when it's appropriate. So I've been shuffling the cards, and let's see. Today, okay, so we have the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords, like, look, he just defeated everyone, and then he's like looking back to see if that's the right move. It's about reconciliation, that there's work to be done. This is about defeat and unresolved conflict. Seems interesting for me today. Like the current situation is incomplete. Okay, well, the current situation is incomplete. He still is holding 2 swords, right? So sword is the earth element, according to Rebecca Magic. And it's the earth element, and it's regarding conflict and challenges in life, and reminding us that they're always short term, that it's not forever, that whatever we're experiencing right now is going to move past us, but that if there's something that we need to do to apologize or forgive, to kind of clear the air. You see how it's like the clouds are kind of still there, and these guys are walking away, and he's like, it looks like he's like won the battle, but he's kind of looking back like a little bit like he still has work to do, like there's still something left to do. It's unresolved. So it's thinking about what else needs to be done to complete this cycle of conflict and challenge. Something else is still there for us to learn from, to grow from, to resolve. Okay, so let's just see what Rebecca has to say real fast about this, and then we will consult. I pretty much just said what she is gonna say, I believe. So let's just see. The 5 of Swords. Reconciliation, defeat, unresolved conflict. Your current situation is incomplete. There is work to be done in order to feel at ease. Where do you currently feel defeated in your life? How can you learn from this feeling in order to move on with your life? Is there something you need to say or do in order to clear things up or make things right? It is time to face the facts of your current situation, find acceptance, and move forward in the best way possible. Give it your best effort and do all that you possibly can in order to help the situation and surrender to the rest. Consider the succeeding card, the 6 of Swords. This too shall pass. All situations inevitably transition into new ones. It is time to begin to envision moving ahead from your current situation, understanding that this life is fleeting. You will get through this. So how are you wanting your future to unfold? Sometimes we get so caught up in defeat and disappointment that we become distracted from the goal of looking ahead to a brighter future. Ask yourself what steps you might take in order to efficiently reorganize your energy with the goal of progressing to the next stage of your life. Okay, so I love this today because I kind of needed to hear that. Okay, so let's go to divine your dinner and see what we would make today with the Five of Swords. Let us see. Okay. All right, fighting anxiety. So in other tarot, in what most people consider swords is air, and air is our thoughts and sort of the way that we're thinking about things. So the Five of Swords represents anxiety, and so there's no use sugarcoating it. This card radiates anxiety. The classic racing thoughts, can't trust what you say, nothing you say lands how you mean it kind. The last thing you need to add to is a chaotic air situation is more air. So cease any attempts to figure it out immediately. The only thing to do is breathe and invite the anxiety to pass. So, not resist it, let it come, whatever's coming. You can help it find the door a bit quicker with a salty brine and juniper berries. The main magic of these duck legs is that they soak in salt, the master clearing and protecting agent of the metaphysical realm for a long time. But it's the banishing power of those juniper berries that really keeps the stress away. So we are going to have duck confit is basically what the recipe is today for our Five of Swords, and for fighting anxiety. We need a little salty and a little berry to move us through these feelings. Either way, we know it's short-term, short-lived, not holding on to the anxiety of it all, but kind of just letting what is going to happen and going to be, not resisting it, and knowing that it's short-lived and that things will move on, and that the skies will get clearer as we continue to walk forward and trust the messages and the divine guidance on our royal path. I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, and I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.